What's up, everyone? This is the Vibe Check on NetsGC Live, where we check in with the players of NetsGC and head coach and general manager OG King Kurt here with us. We're just moments away from opening tip between NetsGC and 76ers GC. Kurt, how how great is it to be playing 5v5 again, both as a game mode from like a competitive perspective and also because it gives us a chance to see the full team in action.
Yeah, I think for us, we had a game plan starting out the season. We scrimmed 3v3 and 5v5. But once the 3v3 regular season started, we said we was just gonna solely commit to 3v3 and just focused on that. And now every blue moon, we would scrim 5v5. And I'm talking literally every blue moon. So I think for the guys that didn't play, it kept them fresh. I gave them days off, let them do their thing from time to time, and then the three guys that played, it also just kept them fresh away from 5v5 too. I mean, so they just solely focused on 3v3. Green Streets and Steves. But it's great to be back playing 5v5. That's the pillar of the 2K League. Of
Mhm.
course, that's where I come from in the pro am scene. So I think it's what everybody anticipates. I mean, I'm not somebody that's going, say, oh, this is the real season. Like, no, like we just brought in a nice bag of money in 3v3, and I think that's going to be the common theme here in Brooklyn is that we treat all seasons serious, but you can't help but to think about 5v5. We get a chance to bring in Glenn and Shots, who we feel like, some teams, they I don't think they get as good as we do when you add the two players that's not playing. So I'm excited about it. I know they're excited about it. I think that we've gelled greatly off the court. I think people talking about that honeymoon phase, but we never hit one.
Hmm.
I think we've been the same team from beginning all the way up until now, and a lot of people got a little taste of what we can look like last night, just a little bit.
Well, I mean, let's dive right into it. Speaking about the game last night, NetsGC, if you guys missed it, NetsGC got a win in their 5v5 opener against Hawks Talent GC. But I mean, how were the team's vibes like entering that first game of the season? I know for Shots and Steves, probably business as usual. It's their sixth year in the league. But did you have any specific talks with, the rookie or streets even, Glenn?
No, I think I've been one of those GMs that's been blessed. I mean, pretty much is that um, it's one thing I'm actually going to eventually talk about this one day, but just because you've been in the league for a long time doesn't make you a veteran. There's some players in this league that are veterans, and then there's some players just been in this league 6 years. Like so, I think for me, I've been fortunate enough to have veterans that they know what they're doing. They're able to lead and guide somebody like Greens. Something that's been beautiful to watch is Streets has really gravitated to Greens, and their relationship has really gotten strong. More so off the court, and then it's translating on the court, where these guys literally know how they need to talk to each other, know how to handle situations. So it's been fairly easy for me. I think for me, I'm kind of like the echoer. Like I'm the coach whisperer. Like if it's little things that I see here and there, I might bring up, just reiterating things and stuff like that. But I really have a group that's mature, they're accountable, they know what they need to do, and they come in every day and they work at it. And I think it's gonna carry us a long way. Like I said, I think we show a glimpse of what we can be, but they know deep down inside that it's another level or levels that we can reach.
If you guys are just tuning in, this is the pre-recorded vibe check, the official pre-show of NetsGC here on the NetsGC live stream. You guys are seeing footage of last night's game against Hawks Talon GC. Kurt, just kind of looking at, we're watching footage from the second quarter. The game started almost there was like a feel out process between you and the guys and Hawks Talon GC. ATL actually had a 1 point lead after the first quarter, but you and the team follow that up with a 31-16 run in that second frame. What changed between those two quarters, in your opinion?
I think we cleaned it up a little bit. Something that we talk about is just how to manage games better, more so on the offensive end. I think this group that they proved last year, at least 3 through 5, that we're going to play defense like that. That's no question. And then you bring in a talent like Glenn, who was arguably one of the best two-way shooting guards in the 2K league. That just enhanced our defense even more. And even Ty is Greens is more than capable of making plays on the defensive end from the point guard position. So mainly our what we look at going into each and every game is making sure we're taking good shots, taking care of the ball, and just making the right plays. Whether it's making an extra pass or being ready to catch and shoot, different things like that. Just looking for mismatches and things of that nature. We're at our best when Greens is being aggressive and just seeing the entire floor. And when he does that, it opens up everything for everybody. I think Glenn does a great job getting out in transition. He also did a great job last night in picking his spots and quick windows and getting shots up and greening them. We shot really well from the 3 point line, so I mean that helped us out a lot. But just great group of guys, and they continue to work each and every day.
You were very on point with the highlights there on your screen. You're talking about Greens playing defense. He gets the hand, gets the contest, the catch and shoot. It was there on screen as well. It was perfectly done. Glenn finished with 22 points on 66% shooting. He was actually perfect from beyond the arc, just like Greens was. The second half of that, we didn't have any official wave ad drops, but we added Glenn to the 5v5 lineup, kind of. And then more importantly, or just as important, we got shots back. You've already kind of talked about him, and he wasn't really part of that official daily routine slash grind that you had Greens, Stees, and Shots on throughout 3v3. It's been a while since he's been part of the, again, routine. He had, I'm just bringing up the box score here on my end, Curry. He had 14, 9 rebounds to go with 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Kurt, I was telling the stream last night, for those who haven't seen Shots play before and they're just kind of getting to know him, it was a solid debut, but man, once he starts to really get into the groove of things and shakes off that rust, we're going to see one of the best centers in the entire league, in the entire world. You don't need to tell Shots much, Kurt, but what do you hope to see from him as we get through the early stages of this 5v5 season?
It's funny because Shots is one of those players who had a narrative, had a funny stigma about him. But ever since he's been here with me, he's been nothing but a pleasure to have. A fierce competitor that hates to lose, and just wants everybody to be just as locked in as he is each and every game, each and every practice. And sometimes that's hard for players to gravitate to, especially younger players. And I think we went through our experience of that last year, and now this year coming back and having an older team. Sean has another year under his belt. Glenn, third-year player, and then Greens is. I mean, he's head above 19 years old. Like, I mean, he's really mature. Still play and joke and stuff like that, but really mature and knows what to do when it's time to do it. But Shots, man, he is a do it all center. That's what I always liked about him. He can make plays with the ball. Great rebounder, great shot blocker, great defense out the corner. Of course, he's a risk taker, but that's in part to his greatness too. I mean, he makes more plays than he gives up most of the time. So, a pleasure to have, especially anchoring that defense. The communication that him and Steve's has is impeccable, and that's even on both sides. I think they do a great job working together from the 4 and 5 position in the half court to create plays. But Shots is just his ability to do everything on the court is outstanding. And the funny thing about him is that he knows for the most part he's mastered the center position. So he spends a lot of time in his off time working on other positions, whether it's ball handling, whether it's getting up shots and stuff like that. So um, I think, like you said, once he truly gets the rust off and gets his timing and everything, he's going to be an easy double double guy. I think having Greens at point guard and shots at center is going to be something beautiful to watch because you definitely have to pay attention to both of them at the end of the day.
And you mentioned the guard play in the offseason. Maybe we see the shots popper at some point.
Hey, who knows? Who knows?
um, Before we sign off or go to a quick break here, let's take a look at the opponent tonight. Philly 76ers GC. They dropped their opening night game against NBL Laws Gaming last night. But let's start with Dre. I think the man has proven he's an elite scorer in both 3v3 and 5v5. Kurt, it didn't work out for him in threes for whatever reason this year. And despite a double double against NBL Laws last night, he only took 7 shot attempts. What do you make of like where Dre is right now? And is it safe to assume that he'll just kind of find his form eventually?
No, no, without a doubt. I mean, Dre is one of the best guards in this league, and he's proven that time and time again. I expect for him to come out tonight and be ultraly aggressive. I mean, it's those first games, filler games. I'm one of those that I don't always believe in that teams are bad. I just think the teams may play bad on any given night, but anybody can be beat in this league. I mean, it's really the big emphasis like that I like to put on things, and I even did this when I coached traditionally, is that it's about winning at the right time. We had a funny stretch in 3v3 where we went 5-3 in group play. Then the next tournament we came out, we went 2-6 and still ended up finishing, tops in that tournament. So it's all about hitting your stride at the right time and getting into a rhythm and groove. And I think, Dre is going to do that. I mean, he has more than enough talent and ability to be able to bounce back. I know we'll be ready for the challenge. That team, they have a good roster, and you don't expect them to keep dropping games or playing bad or something like that. So you gotta come out and play and be ready for everything that they're gonna throw at us, because definitely nobody's trying to start to go 0-2
Right.
early in group play.
Yeah, you really put yourself behind with only 4 teams making it out of each group. I mean, you said it best. This team is still very much a sleeping giant, even outside of Dre. If for whatever reason his comeback doesn't happen tonight, and hopefully it doesn't, they still have so many different weapons like 630, like DT. So, in your opinion, Kurt, before we wrap up here, like what are some of the keys to tonight's victory?
Well, obviously starting with Dre, and you want to limit his touches. You don't want to let him get going early. I think he's one of the most deadliest scorers from the point guard position in our league. Definitely have to pay attention with the way the flow of the game is. You definitely want to pay attention to DT. That don't want to let him make a lot of plays and everything like that, and keep 630 at bay. I mean, and keep DJ off the glass. I think that's one of his strengths, getting his team second chance shots and putbacks and stuff like that. So I honestly think that it's always going to be NetsGC versus NetsGC at the end of the day for us. We know if we take care of the ball, we green our shots, make the right plays on offense, and the defense, I think, is going to always be a staple for us. But I think if we can do those things on offense, it's going to give us a chance each and every night. And I'm comfortable with that. I think Green's, he's I wouldn't necessarily call him a rookie like at this point. Like, I mean, he's proven a lot. Although it was 3v3, I mean, he still, he carried a lot of weight. And show what he's capable of. And then last night, like I said, he went out and did the same thing. Not too many people had a better performance than him, in their first or second game with this early 5v5 season. So I think if we do those things, and we'll be just fine.
Hey, he almost had a 30-10 double-double in his 5v5 debut. So sky's the limit certainly for the young phenom point guard. Kurt, thank you so much for joining us on this vibe check here on NetsGC Live, the official pre-show of the team. We're going to go to a quick break, but on the other side of said commercial break is the opening tip-off. First quarter, game number 2 in the tip-off tournament between Nets GC and 76ers GC. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you after this break.
A crew is defined by its code, the moral compass that guides behavior, the blueprint for success, the roadmap to one goal. Code is simple. The ones and zeros are like the makes and misses, and the rights and wrongs. It all defines the crew. Our code is centered around a relentless pursuit to win and to disrupt outsiders' expectations, to challenge predictions, rankings, and what they think a contender should look like. After all, it's the Brooklyn way, our Brooklyn DNA. Reimagined, remixed, redefined. This is the Brooklyn Code.
Everybody in the house tonight, cheering the black and white. Let's go right now on your feet and make some noise.
Let's take a look at the menu to see what we have on the schedule for tonight. As we mentioned, tip off every 15 minutes, rapid fire action, the best 2K League action on your screens. And y'all, you have the remote. Let us know in the chat where you want to bounce around to all night long. Let us know what you're feeling, how you're feeling in the chat. Also look at Command Center to see what games you want, but you want to stay on that main channel to hear us, hear the call. Dirk JT has the call as well. It's going to be exciting all night. And Harris, just in case they missed the excitement and action yesterday, we got to take a step back and kind of look at the fun that we had yesterday. What impressed you the most about day 2?
Well, a lot of really great debuts. You know, we got everybody, every team in the league that hadn't played yesterday. We did have T-Wolves Gaming dominate, but for me, it was all about Greens and Unguardable. What a great 5v5 debut for both of them. A huge performance in the assist side of things for Unguardable. A 25-18 game, 9-13 from the field. Greens, fantastic, 29-9. He was 5 of 5 from 3. We were talking about how this next generation of guards is going to take over the league on him. And man, oh man, did they really put the foot down last night. Also, shout out to NBL Oz Gaming. We said that game against the Sixers was a good litmus test. They got the dub. I liked how they played.
I did too, and we also saw some wig debuts too from the Pistons,
Oh, yeah.
and they got the dub.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Yes.
We'll see what else is in store for us today. But let's see what's in store for these pros, because man, that bag is big. The prize pool of $250K, with the champs taking home $100K, second place $50K. That's a lot on the line.
It is a lot on the line. And by the way, we explained this to Dirk, so I'll explain this to everybody else. The reason why there's so many similar money, similar bags coming out there is because it's single elimination again. So you get to the Elite 8 and 4 teams lose, they all end up with the same amount of money. So that's why it looks a little bit different than what we saw in 3v3.
Hey, it's all about the money, and they want the biggest of them all. And my guys, Dirk and JT, have the call. You guys, it is Bounce Pass Thursday. Dirk, I'll start with you. It's about to be a crazy night. What's on your radar?
It's got to be Bucks and Warriors, Autumn. Both these teams playing in towards their second game. A lot of talk coming out there from Cooks just in the build-up to it. As soon as the schedule's released and I've had this one circled, the talk even continued going after. I think this is going to be amazing against two phenomenal teams that it has just like a potential playoff picture going way down the line in the future.
Absolutely. And I know we've been hyping up all the people that have been showing up and showing out, but JT, there has been some on the struggle bus. Who's been underperforming off the jump at the beginning of the tip-off?
Usually I got one, sometimes two. I got five. Five teams that's not getting it done. Five? Hornets, Venom, GC. Hawks, Challenge, GC. Grizz Gaming. Mavs. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? I don't know who I'm missing.
Yeah, you're about to hit 20% of the league. So
Hawks, Hornets, JT.
JT's on the
Yeah,
shot.
You're on the
okay,
shuttle right now.
You're
those
driving
are
the
my
bus.
five.
You're driving it.
I'm driving it, but it's getting real packed. I got 5 players per team. I got coaches, assistant coaches, fan bases. It's getting real packed up here. But the thing about vibes is every game matters. So I know it's week 1. I know you have time to figure it out, but every game matters. So you don't really have time to keep dropping games, getting flooded, things of those sorts. So right now, those are my 5 teams. I'm thinking they'll pick it up. They are getting better by the game, but they got to get better just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, hopefully they take a detour to some success in their future for sure. That struggle bus is packed, JT. But that is tonight's action. We'll see if teams turn it around tomorrow, though, this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Celebrate the start of the NBA 2K League 5v5 season by heading over to the 2K League in-game store and grab your favorite 2KL top or team top to receive an NBA 2K League logo like the pros and earn double XP. And if you want some free 2K League gear, pay attention to our social channels, pay attention to our broadcast. We'll be dropping locker codes all week. Let's get into this action, y'all. First game tipping off. We got Nets taking on 76ers. So let's go ahead and break down these squads. Harris, first, starting with 76ers. They fell to NBL Odds Gaming to start fives, 0-1. How do they bounce back?
I think they should play pretty similarly. I didn't think they played all that poorly. I liked what we saw out of them on the defensive side of things. I still think they're trying to kind of figure out, the chemistry with DJ down there with DT now. But for me, it's still just about Dre. I think I finally found the right word when it comes to him. He just doesn't have the same magic this year so far. He seems, last year, man, was walking on water, making moves nobody we've ever seen before. This year, he just seems to be a little bit stuck in the mud. So I want to see if maybe you can use this matchup to get going. Obviously,
What
great
is
point guard matchup on the other
upstream?
side, so we'll see if
Welcome
he's up for it
back
tonight.
to the Nets
Yeah, they'll need
GC
him for sure
Clubhouse,
to step
where
up. We
me,
saw that
you,
lineup,
and the
JC.
rest
How
of
do
the
these
crew
two
can
teams
catch
match up against
every
each other?
single second
They match
of
up
Nets GC
fairly
basketball. How
well.
is
The only
everyone
thing I'll
doing
say is
on this
one team has
Thursday
been more on
evening?
the disappointing
It
side all
is,
season,
I
and the other
again,
team has
I
been
speak
just
on my set, like,
operating in the
both for
last
me
mode.
and,
Come
and
out
everyone
yesterday,
else within the Nets
produced
GC
the best
organization when
offensive
we
game
when we
we've
say
seen. I
we
know
are
it's only
extremely
been 2
grateful
days, but
for each and
still,
every single one of
they
you
all have
tuning
the
into
same
the stream.
amount of time, and they
We've got
look
a
the
good
best
one
right now
tonight.
offensively. Like the way
You know,
that
coming
backcourt
off that
looked
big win
from
last night
NetsGC,
in
they
our
looked
5v5
really
opener against
unstoppable.
Hawks
Looked like
Talon
they doing
GC.
racetrack. So they match up
Next
pretty
up
well,
on the
but this
docket, the
GC
next
team
opponent,
looking
that
like a
next
whole
hurdle
different
in
type
the
of
way, comes in the
well-oiled
form
machine
of the
right now.
team on your screen
It
right
didn't
now,
work out for them. They
76ers
looked pretty
GC.
good to start off the
They have a
season. We'll
former
see how
rookie
they
of the year and
continue this
MVP on their
momentum
team in
against the
630.
76ers.
You know, Dre,
Dirk,
like we discussed in the
Nets,
pre-show
as we
before the
mentioned, they
stream
blew
started,
past
is
the
bound to
Hawks.
kind
They
of
got
pop
a
off
quick
at any
build
point.
up
They are
in
very
their
solid
debut.
1
How
through
does the Nets
5.
kind
They are
of
coming
build on
off
that
a
success that we
disappointing
saw
loss
from
to
in their
NBL
debut
last night.
performance?
They
It's
do
just
not
gonna
want
be
to
coming
start
out
the
here
group
and just
play
getting the job done against, right?
window
This team, all
0-2,
the
so we're
momentum
going to
they
have to
have
earn this
behind
one.
them, the player
What's
personnel
good,
that they
Mama
have, what
Streets,
they
Mama
did to go out
Greens,
there
Kev,
against a
what's
Hawks
up?
talent team who they're still
Jen,
trying to figure some
Lady
things out
OG,
is great. The one thing I always
Sedona.
respect about teams is when they're able to go out there and get the job done.
We've got
they
a
put stamp
packed
on it.
house
Not
with us
barely
tonight.
scraped by beating the Hawks, dominating
Should
the
be
Hawks.
good. Should be a good
Expect
one.
Something coming out this, like, beat 76ers GC, kick them while they're down going into this one. You're gonna have another big performance coming out there from Greens.
Yeah,
and
we're
Blake, 'cause
all
they were on
locked
fire
in.
yesterday,
Brooklyn
too.
Reacts. This is
They're
gonna
on fire, and it's time to
This is gonna be a good game. I know last night, like, we had a slow start, and I say slow. We were only down by 1 at the end of the first quarter, but compared to the other quarters, it was a slow start because we were basically in track meet offense mode for the rest of that game. But this one should be an interesting matchup.
Happen around here on Bounce Pass Thursday, and to kick it off, it's Nets GC and 76ers GC.
If you guys haven't already, make sure you're following at Nets Gaming Crew on all social platforms. Around halftime, we'll take a look at the group standings, and then I'll also reveal the details regarding our giveaways tomorrow for 2K League
I think
Takeover.
he'll figure it out. I can't guarantee you it'll be this matchup, but this is more of his mode. He wasn't even like, he was good last year in threes, but I feel like in 5.
I like that, chat. Do we like that? Because remember last night's shots? He didn't get a field goal attempt, I want to say, at least late into the first quarter or until the second quarter. I don't think it's a coincidence on the very first possession we get shots a look.
Game of the week media availability today. We got a chance to talk to DJ and DT. Obviously, 76ers GC tomorrow will take on the Gen G Tigers. Game of the week. That should be a whole lot of fun. And, we were talking about him, like, hey, like, what's going on with Dre? Like, why do you think he's been so slow to start the year? And you know, DJ basically explained that this isn't really the game for him. It's not really a dribble heads game. You know, it's definitely more of a team game. And, you know,
Green
it's
starting
definitely a lot
things
more
off
about
right for us. He hit his first
passing the
three-point
ball and
attempt.
everything. So
I mean,
thinks
he
that
hit
you know,
all
by
of his
the end of
three-point
this
attempts
tip-off,
last
the
night,
start of the
but he
tournament,
hits
he's
his
very
first one
good
just
with,
like last
normal.
night.
He said that just, you know, different
That
games really lean into his strengths.
That green shots
Hey, JT, that kinda
PNR is
brings in
gonna
your
be
point of how
is
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be a
special. I
team
feel
game
like
this
we're witnessing
Yeah,
the
like, you
origin
only
story
have
of
3 adrenaline boosts
a
this
really
year.
special PNR.
And for those at home who doesn't know what that means, I'm gonna make it simple. 3 moves with explosiveness, actually moving.
Jump in
That
there.
is the biggest skill gap I feel like in dribbling. It's actually comboing up in place to actually make that lock think, make that back end think. Like you'll watch Greens right now, they'll do a lot of moves in place because they
Oh, they're
take
they're
no
blitzing
adrenaline.
Greens
When you're
early and
actually
often.
moving with the turbo
That's
button,
5 fast break
you
points.
only
One thing
get
I noticed
3
in their game against
unless it's
NBA
like
Laws
an
last night
offensive
is
rebound, timeout,
they didn't really get out in
something forward.
transition or
But
gave
that
themselves
is a big
didn't really
adjustment
give
because
themselves
all the
too many
dribble heads last
opportunities
year,
to score on the
you
fast
do as
break.
much
They've
you
already got
want.
5 here against
Now
us
you're
early.
hindered. Now you have to be precise
pass.
and dribble with precision.
That was the one thing that kind of shocked me, though, Harris, and that media availability is that when he brought that up, I'm like, how much more time do you need to get things going? Threes was the mode. By the end of that, okay, you should have it figured out coming into this. But there was nothing of the old Dre. It was just very.
Let's see if we can
worrisome.
capitalize
It's
with
like,
our
yeah,
own
the
fast
game's
break.
not
Good
really
foul
built
by
for him. It's like, well,
good
that's
foul there by
tough.
Dre.
It's your point guard. It's the biggest prize pool in fives. What more do we have to wait for?
It's very concerning, and you know, I kind of registered this towards the end of 3v3, and I think, you know, as a kind of a team, we gave him a lot of time. Like, we didn't really start talking about
Oh,
this
big man with
very
ball.
end of
That's 4
threes.
early
And now
points
I
for
think we're
shots.
seeing, like, you know, we'll give him some time in
Good to
fives
see.
again, but for now,
One
it
thing I love
just
about
hasn't
fives
been
is you can
that
kind of
same
see
beauty
the
that we had
progressions,
with Dre
the
last year.
adjustments
The
happen in
dribble,
real
the
time.
off the dribble scoring, the playmaking, like, hasn't quite been there
I mean,
yet.
just
but
like
I
traditional
will
real
say,
basketball.
His defense can stick to what it was last year, and this Sixers team can keep it up. They're still going to be very good.
Right
In
now,
celebration of Mental Health Awareness Month, the NBA family encourages you to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Visit mindhealth.nba.com for wellness tips
Need a reset
and
here.
more information. Speaking of that media availability, DT, he gave us a real breakdown. He's like, man, this is the best my mental has ever been. I'm taking care of it coming into
We
this
do
year.
like that. We
All
do like
starting
that.
off with the off season. It's like, man, I know we're pros.
You know, on
We
one
gotta
hand,
grind the
we're
game, but I wanna grind
looking
it
for
on my
that
own
slip.
schedule. When I
We're
feel
calling
fit
shots
to,
number
playing a lot of tens instead of playing out there in those
intentionally,
leagues.
but
Get your
it's also a
mind
little bit
right,
about
protect it.
little of that
Head over
Philly
to there. Of
defense
course, there's a QR code up on screen too.
also actively trying to take away
DT. I remember meeting him
the
back
home
in
run
season
ball of
2.
ours.
He
I think we
had
went 11.
19-year-old DT
I'm gonna say we
was
went
on the
11 for
trip.
12
You
from
know, he's
3
grown a
last
lot over
last
these
night.
years. Nice to see him turn into a big person now, big adult.
Oh, I have that jersey too. Season 2.
You do?
Yeah, we exchanged in Vegas, I want to say.
He was fantastic that year. He was kind of, again, a part of that, like, next generation of power forwards that kind of showed, like, hey, if you got the skill for it, you can do a lot of things at the position, man. He was money. Those mid-range jumpers, great corner shooter, good defender, too. It was a
That's
fun
good
year,
defense.
season 2, man.
Let's board up.
Oh, trust me.
DT has been
what,
annoying
4 picks
so far.
away from coming to the
That's
Wizards.
his third,
Like,
second
we were
offensive
banking
rebound.
and hoping he fell.
do y'all think the power?
Oh, there we go.
position
That's
is the most underrated?
first snatch block of the year.
Say that again, Autumn, my bad, my bad. I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry.
I get it.
No, the trend
First
still
snatch block of the
continues
year.
when
We'll have
Autumn
to clip
speaks,
that.
Something crazy happens. You remember that last
145
year?
mark.
Every time Autumn would do a hit, there was something
Dang.
wild that happened.
Hey, well, I guess I should keep doing it. We need it.
Oh, that's right. That did happen all the time last
Every
year.
time.
Autumn, me making a huge dunk or something. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, go again, Autumn. Say
I
it
gotta
again,
start
say it
time stamping these.
I don't even know. I was about to say. Oh, do y'all think the power forward position is the most underrated position? What do y'all think?
I guess
Yes.
Underrated? Well,
about
can we call it underrated if people in the chat yesterday were saying it's the second hardest position? I don't think you're underrating it at that point.
Yeah. I think
It used to be.
I just want to know from y'all's perspective. We saw the rankings yesterday. A lot of people putting point guard was the hardest.
It's good defense by
Conversations
Philly.
were The center too. A lot of people in the chat were also saying that the center is the easiest. But from y'all's perspective, just want to know what y'all thought about the power forward position.
Yo, Shots is really
it's been showing us
making
a lot
his
lately.
presence felt on that rotation there out of the corner.
I would
Chat, this
say
might be one of those
it's really-
games where
it's a-
there might not be as many 3-point attempts
as the game
available for us,
transformed, as we progressed over the years,
and that
the
it
power
might
forward
end
has
up getting
transformed.
real
It
gritty,
went from a
and that
combo
we'll need to get
really
stops
being
and just
a
take the
big
slips
pivotal
and the
piece,
twos
like
when they give it to
in
us.
a defense The back end is so pivotal. The ability and things it can do in terms of communication, in terms of rotation, in terms of baiting the point guard, in terms
I like
of
that foul to
taking that
give.
slip away. Like the power
Yeah, we're 1
forward
for
can
4
do
right
so
now.
much now. The role and the growth
And honestly,
it has
too,
in
the
that
2
position,
3-point attempts
now
by
it's
Glenn
appropriate. As
were
we
really
say
just
in the chat,
grenades. They
it's
came on
just
the back end of the
appropriate
shot
now.
clock,
It
so
used to be just,
it's not
you
even
know,
like
you
that
could
was
hide
the look
a
we
bad
wanted.
player at power forward in the upcoming.
Good
Back in
defense.
my day, back in my year, you could put your
I love
worst player
that.
at power forward.
Steve's kind
15
of
to 11 at the end of
actively
quarter
switched there.
number
Okay, so
one.
down,
Philly
what,
coming out
15,
looking
11?
strong, getting a well-balanced attack, but now it's time for
I
a
mean, we were
special
down
edition of
1
6
at the
and
end
400
of
with insights
1
from
last
SAP
night.
with
We're
our
down
guy
4
Harris.
here. We had that
Thanks, sir.
electric
Appreciate it. We got another
31-16
great
second
game
quarter
coming
last
up
night. Here's
here
hoping that
right
we
now.
have a
Magic
similar
taking off
second
Cavs
frame
Legion GC,
against
and their
Philly.
shooting guard, Fayez. Yes, back to Fayez from Doc. He has been great to open up the year. So let's head to the SAP dashboard and
right.
check out his
Okay.
numbers. Just 2 games into the year, but another hot
They'll be
start for
going
the
over
man
to the Philly
formerly
game.
known. He is Fayez now, 15.5 points per game, 2 steals per game.
So what does that mean for us? We'll lock in on the command center here. And as soon as we head over to the main broadcast, you guys know the drill. NetsGC Live, guaranteeing you every single second in every single quarter. This evening against 76ers GC. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. You see the box score there after 1. Things that stand out. 7 3-point attempts, a lot of those in transition, right, chat? So 13 shot attempts. They're out rebounding us. Balanced attack from Philly. This is, they're looking more and more like the team that we thought that they might look like. Green's with 2 turnovers. Last night he finished with 1, so that's a big development. Shots getting going early, so that's a good sign. Let's see how this plays out, though. Again, one thing that we all love about fives are it is truly a skill gap, an organization skill gap. See how teams adjust with that little break in that intermission in between quarters and then that extended break at halftime. No, shots corner D's. Too good. Fail, 6:30, 1 for 5. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Dre may try to be more aggressive this quarter, for sure. When Kurt talked a little bit about that in the pre-show, Dre only had 7 shot attempts against NBL last night, and so he's got to be aggressive if Philly wants to win. Hopefully he's not aggressive for our sake. Oh, I thought that was another stop. Good defense there by Greens on the baseline. Ooh, shot just a split second late, but we forced them late in the shot clock there. I like that. Looked a lot better. DT up top. Got him. Got him. Green, so surgical. Setting up that crab. Gets in front of the defender. Like that. Again, guys, at halftime, we'll take a look at the group standings, the updated standings, and then we'll also talk to you guys about what we have planned for tomorrow's 2K League takeover, just like the rest of the teams. We'll be giving out codes, but we've attached a small little gift to each one of them, so. Pumped for you guys to see that. And Greens is It's tough because Philly knows Greens is looking for that. Oh, what happened there? Greens moving. Need a reset, need a reset. He had a layup like that last night, too. Contested. I think. Right. Oh! It's giving me 3v3 flashbacks, chat. Don't jump. Yeah. Yeah. Man, give it up for shots. I missed that. I absolutely missed his defense and how disciplined he is in the paint there. Transition? Yes, the first transition take foul of the year. They've got the double box up on the main broadcast, guys. If they go full screen again, that's good defense. We'll cut back to the main broadcast. Greens would take probably his last possession with it. They make use of it. Gives Steve's that added boost there on that flare up. Okay, we'll take it. Missed open. We're on the main broadcast. Next dead whistle, I'll go back. He's got to hit that. It's good defense. It's good defense, Sean. Jump. Shot clock violation. I feel like since the end of season 4, you know, Kurt really prioritized just building a culture centered around like strong defensive play, and to see it carry over from one season to the next is so cool to see, because that's how an identity is formed, right? With everyone pretty much playing the same way, like that PNR. Though, you know, T-Wolf's starting to experiment with that 5 out. It's cool to see some kind of unique identity, and I mean, defense wins championships. Yeah, that's another stop. I agree with that. This is gritty though. Like we talked about at the start of the game, it wasn't going to be an up and down kind of pace, a hectic pace last night. Maybe 2-3 more possessions left in this game. No threes. Let's close out the half strong. Shots is putting on a master class out of that corner on the defensive end. Unfortunately, I jinxed him there. Gives up the ball, but I mean, he got us that possession. All right, down 1 or up 1. I think if we don't score here, we got to get back on D. Nothing in transition. They'll have to put something up real quick anyways. What are we calling here? Oh, I like that, Glenn. Glenn! The shooting guard is, especially in the 2K League, such an unsung, like, hero type of position. Let's see what happens here. It's a good move by 630. Okay, he misses that. He smokes that. But the shooting guard position, it is definitely not the glamour position in the 2K League. You're just given grenade after grenade after grenade, and teams just ask you to create something out of nothing late in the clock. And Glenn no better time than to hit his first basket and late in the clock there on that last possession for us. But a great second quarter from us. You guys know I'm a big stats guy, so we're now 0-2 in the first quarter, and now we are 2-0 in the second quarter this year in 5v5. And for us to be, we were plus 15 last night in the second quarter. We're plus 8 here. So a total of plus 23 in second quarter. And that really speaks to in-game adjustments that the guys are going through. And just the resolve, right? The mental for them to kind of be like, okay, a little bit of a slow start, but that's not going to leak into the second quarter. So 30-26, we're up by 4 here. Box score, greens and shots contributing 12 each. 4 for 9 from the three-point line, the 3 turnovers. I think we had 3. No, Shots had 1 in the second quarter, but Green started the second quarter with 2. He has a clean second frame. We were just brilliant in the lanes on the defensive side. Got Philly to cough up the ball a little bit, and we slowed down their transition game. So I didn't want to say it failed. It crossed my mind, but yes, he is still perfect. He went 4 for 4. No, he went 5 for 5 last night. He's 2 for 2 now from the three-point line. So hopefully that carries over. Okay, so 4 minutes left in the half. This is what the standings look like so far. NBL at the top of the group, 2-0. We're right there behind them. Genji, obviously Philly trying to spoil the party for us tonight and get back to 500. Hawks Talon, we just saw them last night. They're 0-2, and then Miami as well. So the top 4 teams from this group will advance to the first week of bracket play. That's going to be remote. Each group has 4 teams that advance. That leaves us with a bracket of 16. And once that bracket is cut in half, the Elite 8 will travel to DC for the final week of bracket play and the final week of the tip-off. So a fun set of games. Obviously, we have Philly tonight, Heat Check Gaming tomorrow, and then next week on Tuesday, we actually have a double header, and it's we have Gen G and NBL. Both games should be fun. Okay, so 3 minutes left in the half. Again, thanks for tuning into NetsGC, guys. So blown away by the support that the crew and that everyone within the NetsGC community has shown this stream. So you guys know 2K League Takeover is tomorrow. For those who play the game, it's a big deal because as long as you're wearing a NetsGC top or any league top, really, but a NetsGC top or 2K League merch in-game in your My Player mode, you get double XP. And for those who know the grind, Season 7 is upon us. For those that know the grind, double XP helps anywhere and everywhere along the way. And so we're giving out a bunch of codes tomorrow. There are some that are dedicated to, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and a bunch on stream. Kurt and I will be on stream from 4 to 6. We'll be playing 2K. We'll be giving out some codes then. We'll also be giving out codes some point during the game against Heat Check Gaming at 9 o'clock. But make sure you're following us on all those platforms to enter the draw for the codes. Now, we have a total of 15 codes tomorrow. 10 of those are attached or come attached a cool little prize, a secondary prize. We want you to, get something digital and then also get something a little bit more concrete, a little bit more physical. So 5 of our codes tomorrow, guys, come with 1 signed NetsGC shirt. So we've got NetsGC merch, 5 articles of clothing, and they are signed by at least 1 player on the team. So you're getting signed merch if you get a code, one of those 5 codes. Another set of 5 codes tomorrow, chat, comes with a NetsGC photo. It's still unofficial what that photo may be. It may end up being the Greens photo from that famous shot he hit against T-Wolves Gaming and all the guys were hugging him, or it may be a secondary photo, but that photo will also be signed. So tomorrow, make sure you're following us on social. Make sure you got your notifications on. Make sure you're watching NetsGC live. These codes, unlike some of the other teams in the league, I don't know what they're doing. I know some of them are just giving out codes, but I do know here in the crew, our codes will come attached with really cool gifts. Some of them will be signed merch, signed T-shirts. Some of them will be the signed photos. They'll come obviously signed, but also in a frame and delivered to wherever you want them delivered to. So that's going to be really fun. I can't wait to kind of push that out on social. It's really all about commemorating everything we're doing this year. Obviously this is a NetsGC stream, so I'm going to be NetsGC biased, but we really feel like, we're building something special here in Brooklyn. And regardless of what happens, I think, like, for me, I wish I could get one of these signed items, especially the signed photos for me. Something to kind of commemorate this year and where it all kind of started. So, yeah, keep a lookout for that. We're really, really, really pumped about the initiative that we're going to be pushing tomorrow. All right, third quarter action. We will take a smoked open to begin. Good look there by Dre, though. Green's really liking that that left wing. Seems to prefer that in the PNR. He'll have Glenn wrap out of that left hash. He did that in like the first 3 possessions to start the game. Did it again to start this half. Here we go. Glenn, bail us out. Get out of here. Chat. Oh my goodness, Glenn. Unsung hero. 5 seconds left on the shot clock here. Take this ball and do something for us with it. Oh yeah, jump. How do we feel about that, chat? The lock being 6-8 this year and 9-0 run. That's a good timeout by Philly. But the lock being 6-8 or 6-8 this year, and with the badges that they have, and the point guard only being 6'1", a lot of teams late in the clock are just blind throwing it to that left corner, and the lock will try and green the contested shot over the point guard. I mean, on one hand, you could say there's a skill gap because some locks, I mean, not even after 2 days, some locks are clearly better at greening that contested shot than others. Just a little different. You definitely have to jump at it though, as the point guard. So you saw Greens do that there. But you just know a team is gonna win a game at the buzzer doing that. Glenn is different. So. I mean, he had a slow start, but he's knocked down his last 2. But those 2 have been high degree of difficulty for sure. You got options. Glenn with a full clock to work with. It's tough look. Try to foul here. Nope, that's better. Good decision there by Greens. All right, chat, we're up 11 now. It's bounce pass Thursday. Yep. So they're just kind of going back and forth between different games. I think on the main broadcast they've got I want to say Kings Grizzlies about to start up. 7-0 run here for us to begin the third quarter. You love to see it. Steve still hasn't gotten himself up on the scoreboard there, but he's got two steals and a block. That power forward position. I'm with the broadcast team. Like, I think your power forward needs to be, if not above average, like, if not elite, above average at everything. You're filling in for everyone. You are trying to help everyone on the defensive side of the ball, and then on offense to be able to shoot those window pocket shots. So Steve's doing a little bit of all the dirty work here. Green's still perfect. You love to see it. Shots again, holding it down on both sides of the court.
Come to me, come to me. I watch the tape out. Hit me, I'm open. Screen coming.
Green's just so in control right now. So in control. I mean, Philly did a few little nuanced things there that kind of take away his first two looks. So he just stopped and took the midi there. I hate that.
Watch the screen.
There's one thing Philly has done well tonight. It's those offensive. It's their work on the offensive glass, but I mean, those opportunities are only there because the guys in the black uniforms are doing a really good job of helping each other on the defensive end. Get there. Yes, he got the 27 contest. I wonder if that was intentional. Because Green's gonna get back to the left corner. Rookie of the year, he's unreal for real, for real. Yeah, he's special. Green's special. Okay, Philly not going away quietly. Still a lot of time left in the game. Rare early baseline cut, quick hitter. Well defended by Dre. Here comes Glenn's shots with the clip there. Glenn doesn't take the slip. That's tough. Someone's got to jump. Okay, that's good. Surprised Dre didn't let that go. Defense, good defense. 3. Jump at this. Okay. There we go, chat. Big possession here for us. Hate that. Hate to see it. Clock winding down. Greens misses his first 3 of the season, but shots. Big offensive rebound to give us a second crack at it. That's tough. I like the decision there by Glenn, though. We need to stop here. That's a great jump. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, okay. Hey, when in doubt, throw it down there. Glenn's out of the play. Good help. Jump at this. Oh no. Okay, we got lucky. Ooh, we got lucky, chat. Here. One player's out. I mean, we got options. That's a big 3. Top of the arc 3 from Sean. Rare to see. Okay, that gives us a little bit more of our breathing room that we were looking for. Philly was really threatening there, but we close out the quarter. I think that was a 5-0 run, so we were even there at 9. Bring the lead up to 9 now, 44-35. Again, it has a little bit more of a, not a little bit, a lot more of a gritty feel in comparison to last night's matchup against Hawkstown and GC. But here's the box score. Again, the big thing for us is Greens had 2 turnovers at the end of the first quarter. He only had 1 throughout all of last night. He still only has 2 turnovers heading into the fourth quarter. So he's done a good job of taking care of the ball. And really, the whole team has. 6 of 12 from 3. I mean, we got a little bit spoiled last night, I think. Shooting 11 of 12 from the perimeter. So 6 of 12 can't really, I mean, we'll take that, especially if you look on the other side of things. 8 of 23 for Philly. 1 of 7. Dre struggles continuing. Shots first double-double of the year, 14 and 10 to go with 5 stocks. I mean, we just got to close out this quarter, right? You kind of have to expect Philly to go on a little bit of a run here, but if we just continue to play our game, we should be okay. Yeah, the Dre being 1 of 7 is a huge help for us. Again, a lot of that, some of that is on him, and some of that is on us, but we'll definitely take it. This is one of the reasons why I missed 5v5 is being able to comfortably look at these box scores and just kind of take a closer look at how the story unfolds from beginning to end. I love that. All right, chat, one more quarter. Green's looking for that crab. I feel like Steez is going to get an opportunity to hit down an open jumper here at some point in the fourth quarter. Philly is going to get reckless in an aggressive way in the lanes and the help. And Steez is gonna get on the board here. Mind you, he's perfectly fine with ending up with 0 points and walking away with the win. But you can kind of sense it. If not Steez, it's Streets. They're coming off these corners here. They're doing something crazy. Because at the beginning of the game, when they had the lead, they could give us the 2 and let us live with the slip a little bit. We'll see. Okay, we go to the Glen PNR. Oh, I like that. I like that. Glen PNR out, like after the timeout, out of the timeout. Baseline cut from Streets, and Greens actually, just as Streets made his cut, Greens, I don't know if it was intentional or not. I want to say it was, but Greens acted like he was going to do a wrap or at least get the ball. So nice design play out of the timeout. Any way you can manufacture points is big down the stretch here. Good job, Sean. Okay, so that's not what we want to see. I mean, Dre's got to hit something. He was 1 of 7 prior to that. Big 3 from them to bring it back down in single digits and see how the guys respond. screen action. Plenty of time. Shots, huge offensive rebound there. A little bit more, a little bit of a free. Good defense there by Philly. Don't jump. Time out. Was that Dre or was that 6:30? Here we go, chat. Here we go. That's a good foul. That's an even better timeout. Okay, Philly threatening. Philly threatening. 46-41. Outside of that sideline out of bounds play out of the timeout, our offense has looked a little shaky here. (46-20). These next few possessions, chat. I agree. Got to stay focused here. This is potentially like murky waters ahead that we're gonna have to navigate through. You don't want it to be one of those games where it's like, oh yeah, you know, NetsGC played really well for 90% of the game, and unfortunately that last 10% was what led to a loss. Defense, Glenn. It's great defense. One. Okay. That's big. We'll take two. Charity stripe. You're right, Mom. Help. Good defense there, Estes. That's tough. That breakdown started because we fell behind there after the press. They broke the press. Force the rotation there on the other side. DJ now in the PNR. Let's see how we attack this. No, that's well done. That's well done. They forced the rotation there on that right side. Got DT out of the play. DJ with the slower center build is forced into the PNR. You got to attack that. Oh, Sean, that was a good play. Live. It's got a little bit of a playoff field, chat. Huge rebound there from Shots. We talked about it on the pre-show. Wait till he shakes off a little bit of that rust. He's in an all-star form tonight. Jump. Did we get it? That's tough. has a little bit of a heavyweight bout feel to it. Green's gonna have to make a big shot here, somewhere along the way. On who? Streets, loose ball. I mean, it was an open shot. A little bit far out, but definitely still makeable. There we go. No. Chat, here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, Green's just taking it. He's just attacking that rim. We need a stop here. Let's get a stop. Both teams just willing to give up the 2 right now. That's a free. That's a free. That's a free. No, it's not. Okay, that's okay. 4 seconds is a lot of time, though. All right. Chat, this is... I have faith in the guys. Let's go. Just need a stop. Force this in overtime. We can only really focus in on this possession, lock in on this possession, and see what happens. Philly has a few options that they can work with here with 4 seconds. I think they go for something at the rim. I don't know why.
Timeout.
Okay.
Started.
Now that we're here, these 60-second timeouts feel so long. They feel so long. Man, I'm sensing something at the rim or like a pass back, because you have enough time for like a pass back Dex. Let's see. I think the guys just need to be on the same page here. It's tough though, because I mean, you don't want to get beat on these backdoor cuts, but you don't want to get dexed out of your shoes. I think Philly has time to make maybe 1.5 moves. You know what I mean? Like, not enough for 2 full moves here, but let's see. Let's see. That's good D. That's good D. That's great defense. I'm surprised Dre didn't take that midi. I felt like he got the crab, maybe. Maybe I saw that wrong. But on the right side, I think there was a baseline cut. Dex back out to the 3-point line. Green's very on point defensively. Stays with this man, gets the stop. I think this might be the first overtime game. I think what we'll do, they'll probably put us on the main broadcast now, you'd think.
He had the clear shot.
No. They're cutting away to the Warriors game. All right, we'll stay here then. Yeah, first, I think it is definitely, I want to say it's the first overtime game. I mean, it was a fourth quarter to forget, but we live to fight another quarter. Great defensive possession from the guys there. I can't remember. I want to say Greens and Glenn had an open look on our final offensive possession, but it's tough to tell in real time. I agree, Sosa. Like, I have them on a secondary monitor right now, and they're showing they could just be waiting for overtime to begin. If they do, we'll cut back to the main broadcast. If you're just tuning in, man, you've missed a good one, but you're here for the best part. Overtime about to begin between NetsGC and 76ers GC. Here we go, first one of the year. Nope, they are still on the Milwaukee Golden State team. Playoff vibe, playoff grit. Early in the season, couldn't ask for more if you're a 2K League fan. Ball security is the name of the game here. You want to at least get a possession up. I get it. That's a good timeout. It looked like Steve was about to get bumped out of bounds there. Here's where that ATOs, right after timeouts, that ATO skill gap comes into play. Let's see if we can manufacture something here. We got 3 seconds. 2. Pass back. Animation dragging in a little bit. Decent look. Try and get it back here on the defensive end. Yeah, Kev, I would have liked for him to take that midi there. But we've got a chance. Next dead ball, I'll go back to the main broadcast. It looks like we're back on there, but I don't want to miss anything here. Did we get it? We have some work to do, chat. One possession at a time. Green's running low there. We can go back. Nope. Green's something out of nothing. Oh my goodness. This young rookie superstar ties the game up 59-59. We look dead to rights there for a little bit, chat. Okay, let's get a stop. Let's get a stop. I like it. I like it. Dre's moving a lot better since that the beginning of that fourth quarter. He's forcing Steez to really step up high. Oh, get back into the play, get back into the play. Yep. I like it. Come on, Steez. Yep. Oh. Good job. Good job. That's huge by Glenn. 630 tried it twice. No, I can't. Or kicked in. That looked like an easy two. Green's got. This has been a ridiculous game. Is that Greens with the block? The 6-1? Pull it, Greens, don't doubt yourself. It's okay. Oh. Chat, what is going on? I honestly, slightly contested, but I like that Greens took that shot anyways. Philly using all their timeouts here. I mean, 16 seconds is a lot of time. A lot of time. They might go away from streets here. They might give the ball to whoever Glenn is guarding. Glenn's a fantastic... Oh, Glenn! That's crazy. Nope. They're going Dre on streets. He hits the three. That's a big three. That's heartbreaking. We still got a chance though. 4.6. Couple things here at play or in play. Philly, there's a good chance Philly's gonna foul us to send us to the stripe. Yeah, there's the foul. Now it's to give though. And then we gotta run something kind of off-ball screenish. Maybe Streets goes to the left corner here. There's the foul. Yep, that's a good play by Philly. We just gotta go for a fluke here or a quick foul. One or the other. Shave off 0.3 off the clock. We have no more timeouts, chat. That's a tough one to take, chat. We let that one slip away, unfortunately. Philly gets a much-deserved win. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. They didn't want to fall down 0-2 to start the group. We were up by quite a bit to enter that fourth quarter. Yeah, we were up by 9. Unfortunately, that 21-12 fourth quarter sends us to overtime. And then in overtime, Dre hits a big shot. Someone in the chat, I think it was Fail, brought it up. Dre was 1 of 7 to enter that fourth quarter. He finishes 6 of 12. So he's perfect in the fourth quarter and in overtime. We lose a really close one. And, I mean, Philly, you got to hand it to them. It's tough that that's how it ended up. But we are 1-1, still very much in it. Still so much 2K left to play this year. Forget this year, just even in this group play in the tip-off. But NetsGC fall by 3 points there. First overtime game of the year for not just Brooklyn, but the entire league. And sometimes against good teams, we talked about it in the pre-show, Philly's very much a sleeping giant, and they look like a really tough team to beat tonight. They showed a lot of resilience there in clawing back. But a lot of good things to take away from the game here. Greens, another excellent game. Shots starting to look like his all-star self from 2 seasons ago, and some of the highs we saw last year even. It's just really kind of labeling this game as a lesson learned, and a hard, tough lesson to take, and making sure you put an opponent away in the fourth quarter when you are up by 9 points. Fadeaway threes, yes. I mean, Dre was moving. He was doing his thing in the fourth quarter and overtime and looked for a shot, and he found it. But no, it was a good game. 66-63, NetsGC fall to 1-1. In terms of other group play games that we should probably be keeping an eye out on, Heat Check Gaming and Gen G is underway. They have that 7 o'clock slate, and that is the final game in our group. Gen G 1-0, Heat Check Gaming 0-1. Heat Check Gaming, like Philly, looking to even up their record. Gen G looking to keep pace with NBL and stay undefeated. But yeah, we've got a lot of games left, chat. Nothing to sweat here. Obviously, we want to win every single game, and I know the guys are likely feeling down right now and frustrated and disappointed that they weren't able to kind of seal the deal on that one. But it is definitely a marathon and not a sprint, right? And Kurt talked about it during the pre-show. You definitely want to peak at the right time, and you know if this lesson had to be learned at some point throughout the 5v5 season, you want to learn it now rather than in bracket play. Good game, Mama Greens, but you got to score straight away when it's close like this. It's nerve-wracking. No, I know. It honestly felt like we were back in the playoffs, and I was not expecting that type of game and feeling. Just two and a half weeks after our adventure in DC, but here we are. Here we are. Get rid of the command center. And throw up this game. I'm going to check. There's no concerts happening at the Barclays tonight. So I'm going to check in with Kurt.
This one, and we've been saying a lot. If you've been seeing the NBA playoffs, anything like that,
Here and see if we're going to have a post show. If
If
we are, obviously we'll get back on the air. But if not, I'll hop back on for some final words. But keep it locked in. This is NetsGC Live. Unfortunately, again, we dropped our second game of the season. Or we dropped our first game of the season, but in our second game overall to 76ers GC. Still undefeated in regulation. But now we are 1-1, headed into our matchup against Heat Check Gaming tomorrow night at 9. Again, still a lot of super exciting stuff happening tomorrow, like with the 2K League takeover. But I'll head over to a little bit of a break here, get into contact with Kurt, and then keep you guys updated.
That was disgusting. The ball hit Mama right in the face. The flex away pass half court line with like 2.8 left on the shot clock. He just absolutely kills Kenny Got Work and CB13 on a crossover wide open three. For the I guess go down by 1. That was nice.
Look at that.
And Grady made note of it too.
A 20-point victory coming out there for Cleveland, 84-64. Woo, wow.
Yeah, 33 and 12 for Antoine, 29 points coming in for Fayez. They were combined 23 of 29 from the field and 14 of 20 from 3. My goodness.
Our best backcourt performance of the year so far. Some of my guys out here. I don't know. Go ahead, Dirk.
JJ, we're seeing an influx of the Bubba stops coming out here in towards 5s. We didn't see rarely any in 3s.
I feel like the modes are just very different. Like, just one example. You can get up a shot in much less time in 3s than you can in 5s. Like 0.3, 0.4 in 3s, you're getting that shot up every time. 5s, rarely at all. It's solely contingent on that catch. I'm not sure why it is the way it is, but just those two modes are very different.
Yeah, we got a lot of games that are going down. Here are the starting lines. The next one that's tipping off, Heat Check Gaming, Gen G. You got Kai, Be Smooth, D, Dietrich, and Saucy. And then for Gen G Tigers, you got Gallo, Return to DJ, Crush, Anais, and Feast. Should be a good one.
One of the things, JT, this is something that you kind of taught me when we were in 3s. Like, you jump in 3s and you miss, you're dead. It's done. The possession's over. The other team is going to score. I feel like in 5s, jumping is a little bit more. You don't get punished as often just because there's more guys in the court that can, cover your butt on a bad jump.
That on top of it's a lot less space. Like say we're looking at in threes, one person jumps. That means some part of the court is just open beyond belief. In fives, somebody's jumping. They're probably jumping in a direction you're trying to throw. Let's say, for example, somebody jumps at your jump shot on the top of the key or the wing. They're jumping to you coming from probably the paint or that back end defender, and you're probably trying to throw it there. So you're literally trying to throw it through them. In threes, not really, but we did see it in threes when they made that corner read late, going down there trying to wait. That corner jumps. You're trying to throw it to that corner, but that corner, that drop is jumping. You throw it right off of them. There's your bubble stop.
And sometimes you say it's better to press triangle than it is to press square in some type of scenarios. We'll go full screen with this one. Again, all those matchups that you saw that are going down right now, you can watch those out in the command center. And if you are in the Twitch chat, you want us to jump to a game, hey, majority goes. This is your guys' night. You pick what you want to watch. I know a lot of people are going to say, stay here, don't move.
Well, yeah, once we're done the end of this first half, I want to jump over to that Grizz Gaming, Kingsguard Gaming finish. They're about to hit the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Only a 7-point lead for Memphis. Let's see if Reg and company can cut down that lead.
Grizz Gaming 1 through 3. Hooping.
Oh, CB.
Stuff like that.
Phenomenal shot. Got his takeover and then some. Going out there for CB13, 33-24 right now for Warriors Gaming Squad. It's Cooks. He's got 4 points. Johnny Red with 14. And Mama on that man with 18 points here for Gold.
He fell off. Imagine.
There you can see the Grizz and Kings game that we were talking about. Just a 6-point game. We're going to be keeping an eye on that.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to NetsGC Live, the post game. I'm joined by the team's general manager and head coach, OG King Kurt. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Kurt, obviously not the result that we were looking for. Just talk to us a little bit about just your immediate reactions from the result of the game, losing the game there in overtime by 3 to 76ers GC.
Trying to get something up. It's an 11-point game. Trying to pull it to within single digits. It's the fade
Oh,
coming out
sorry,
there
I can't hear you.
and it's off and no good, so we'll head to the halftime.
Oh, there you go.
I'm saying, yeah, hats off to 76ers GC for taking a win from us. I mean, we definitely played well enough throughout the course of the game to be able to put it away, but unfortunately we didn't.
Yeah, it's I think the team was up by 9 points there entering into the fourth quarter, but unfortunately a 21-12 or 21-13 some kind of quarter by 76ers GC sent it to overtime. I think the biggest takeaway from the chat and I was just Dre. He was 1 of 7 entering that final frame, but he was perfect the rest of the way. Just talk a little bit about some of the problems that he posed for the NetsGC defense tonight.
Oh yeah, it's no, as I mentioned in the pre-show, it's no surprise at what Dre is capable of doing. I mean, he's one of those guards that you really got to keep stay in front of him and stop him from getting to his spots. I mean, he's a shot maker, just a flat-out scorer. It doesn't matter. I mean, the great scorers don't care about what they're shooting. It all comes down to the times where they really need to take and make shots, and that's what he did. I mean, a few mishaps, a few times where he got crabbed and got a crab and or some fades to the wings. I mean, those are the type plays that he makes, and unfortunately, we, like I said, it's just one that just slipped away. Never should have got the overtime. It's some things that we know we have to get better at on both sides of the court. No time to really hang your head or anything like that. We got to bounce back tomorrow. But these are the type of games that, stay in the back of your mind and force you to get better. If we want to get to the level where we want to be, it's definitely steps that we got to take. And once we take them, we can't go backwards. And tonight, it was just one of those things where, we showed what type of team that we're capable of being, but we took a few steps back and let the game slip away from us.
We won't keep you here for too long, but we were talking in the chat, like, you never want to go through any kind of loss. You want to win them all, as unrealistic as that is. But do you find any value in this being like one of those games where there's a lesson to be learned? And if you're going to have to go through this lesson, it's now instead of later on during bracket play. And, having to experience then?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you don't want to. I'm not a big fan of morality wins or anything like that, but it's definitely lessons to be learned in everything. And the earlier you can smooth things out, the better. And I think that's the thing that we're gonna focus on. I mean, obviously, like I said, we got to bounce back and play tomorrow, but I'm sure the guys will watch the game back over. We'll come in tomorrow and watch it together, but. It's just some things that we have to get a staple on some things. I mean, and keep it at just that. I think games like that is going. You learn a lot about yourself as an individual, and you learn a lot about yourself as a team. And I think the guys that we have here in the room are going to do that. Um, you know, they know at the level that they can play at. They know where we can and should be as a team. And I think this is going to be another part of the story. I mean, we had significant struggles like that in the first part of the season, and I don't foresee this being any different. It's just about us all getting on the same page and staying on the same page and turning it together.
Yeah, it's all part of the journey, all part of the story. It is definitely nowhere near the end. Still a lot of 2K basketball to be played. Still a lot of action left in group play alone in the tip-off. But Kurt, thank you so much for joining us. You know me, like it's I'm very hard pressed to talk to after a loss, so I really appreciate you taking some time with us on the post game after this defeat to 76ers GC in overtime. It was gut wrenching for us all, so I could only imagine what it was like for you and the guys there at the gaming studio by LIU.
Yeah, just testing all my organs and everything like that. But luckily I've been working out, so I'll be pretty good. It's never really. I'm never really hard pressed, win or lose, because at the end of the day, I'm one of those who believe that if you can't suffer defeat, then you never earn the right to celebrate in victory. So I always been like that. So it is tough though. I won't lie to you about that, but. I believe in every one of these guys in this room, and we'll turn it around. Group play is group play. And we're not approaching any game any less, but we have to keep things in perspective if we want to grow from it.
Yeah, just like in traditional sports, here in the 2K League, we get a chance to right our wrongs immediately, and that next opportunity is, as Kurt alluded to, tomorrow evening on 2K League Takeover Day, 9 o'clock against Heat Check Gaming. Again, as we alluded to earlier in the stream, make sure you're tuning in to all of our socials across the entire NetsGC ecosystem. So that's at Nets Gaming Crew for a chance to win one of our 2K League Takeover codes, which will give you access to double XP in the retail version of the game, so NBA 2K23 on both consoles. And then, of course, our codes come, at least 10 of them, come equipped or attached a fun little gift and surprise here from NetsGC. So you either get signed merch or a signed photo. Grab your piece of this memorable NetsGC run here in the 2023 season by entering our draws tomorrow. Thank you again, Kurt. Thank you to everyone in the chat, in the stream. It's a pleasure as always. We'll be locked in tomorrow night. Shake this one off and get right back into the swing of things for the tip-off. On behalf of Kurt and everyone over at NetsGC, thank you again. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.